I'm going to make a plug here for your literacy networks. I think that by reaching out to your local network, you'll be reaching a lot of people that have a lot of experience and a lot of things that have worked and have not worked. So there's no need to reinvent the process. A lot of good wisdom out there, and by networking with those folks, it will save, I think, yourself a lot of aggravation. I think that saved me initially.
Absolutely. Get to know the people in your networks. They are nearby. They are having the same issues that you are. I don't have the same issues that people in Southern California and Los Angeles and things do, because we're a small little town. But the people that I'm in networks with, I'm in two because I'm on the border, they're very similar. We have very similar things going on, and they saved my bacon my first year. It was really, really useful. And just a plug for the Northern California Literacy Coalition, our meeting is next Friday, but we had some money set aside, and we ended up sending 2 coordinators to CLA this year. So it's good to get involved.
That's great.
Yeah, so it's not just belonging to one of those networks, it's getting involved in those networks so you can really take advantage of the things that the network offers.
If you don't know who your network is, let me know and I will make sure you do. There are 7 strategically placed around the state. There's one in inland, there's one in Southern California, there's 2 on the coast, 2 in the Central Valley, 1 in the Sacramento Valley, and 1 in the North State, and 1 in the Bay Area. So they're everywhere. Alan?
I could just add a pitch to what has been said. I think it's really important for all of us to intentionally carve out time to use for your network, regional network, and for the literacy interest group, and plan on moving up in those organizations and taking a good role in there. It's part of your growth as an individual and as a literacy person and as a library person. And you know, I've been through it just like the folks on the panel have, and boy, I'll tell you, I have learned so much, even at my advanced age. That old dog and a new trick, you know, all that stuff. And you know, I've learned a lot. I've enjoyed it. I've met a lot of people. I learned a lot more about literacy because of it. So plan on making time for that, even if it's uncompensated time. You know, that's not the important thing. That you make a buck there.
Well, but and I would also say for those of you who are managers in the room who can make this happen, you need to budget for their time for this. You need to budget for their mileage for this. Because there's nobody else in the library they can talk to about the literacy program, but there's libraries surrounding them they can go and learn from and get tips like this, you know, at every meeting. So, yeah, I thank you for bringing that up. I think it's really important.
Isn't that one of the program essentials?
Good point.
Is you have to do this?
A program essential is that you participate in your local regional literacy network for this very reason. I had somebody this year, it was a sad story. She called me and she had made a big problem on the report. And I called her and said, you're going to get a huge cut here. Can you talk to me about what's happening? And she said, oh, well, I called so-and-so and I called so-and-so, but none of them were the people in the literacy network and none of them were me. And I said, okay, let's work on this together, but that's why we surround you with all these resources so that you don't get in a position like this.
And sometimes, just one more comment here, as far as going to the different programs, as a new coordinator or new staff, you think maybe you have to go and see what someone else does. I would be happy to go there. I think any of us, you know, if you can't break away, we can meet you on your turf. It doesn't mean you always have to be the one that goes somewhere else to get that information. We can meet you on your turf and just, you know, talk to you and give you any information or answer any questions, and then give you other resources as well. Because you might know one name, but I would suggest going to several different ones or contacting several different people, and that's one of the beauties of the network. And we all do different things. We have different meetings. The Southern California one has a conference in March, and we do have different things. But we're happy to go to you or have a conference call or video conference or whatever we can do to make it happen. And sometimes if we've been around for a little longer, we might have a little more flexibility with our time. Sometimes not, but sometimes we would, and we can answer your questions any way that we possibly can and go help you as well.
You're never going to meet a nicer bunch of people. than you are that work on this
I was
program.
going to say, you know,
just heard
think
that.
of the people that are in this group. They're people who are dedicating their jobs, their careers, their lives to helping people learn how to read. I mean, these are very giving people, and I have not met a single person in literacy that would not happily pick up the phone and help you out with anything that you need help with.
Yeah.